Good morning. Good morning, people. What's going on? Come in here, guys. Seemed like it was a bit of a delay. Come on in here. Good morning, people. Thank you, sweetheart. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone is having an excellent day today. Thank you for inviting your followers, Divinely Stamped. Sophia, what's up, sis? I see you up in here. Lou Worship, what's up, Lewis? Thank you. His and Her Money, what's going on? What's going on? Hey. What's up? Come on here, guys. Let's get these numbers up before I get started. I want to talk about this really quick. Alex, what's up, man? Thank you. Corinne, what's up, sis? What's going on? What's going on, Pastor DMM? What's going on? Good morning, Pastor Melvin. God bless you, brother. Hello. All right, guys, come on in here. Let's get these numbers up. I just want to talk about pastoral versus apostolic ministry. Good morning, Dad. My dad is on here this morning. All right, guys. If you're an iPhone user, I saw Demetrius. Good morning. If you're an iPhone user, good morning, Mickey. Swipe from left to right. Invite your followers. If you are an Android user, Pastor Morgan, God bless you, woman of God. If you are an Android user, from bottom to top, invite your followers. Good morning, Sam. If you're having trouble doing that, looks like we can get this count up to about 200 if we all share. If we having trouble doing that, you can click on the white icon in the bottom right-hand corner. There's Deacon White in the corner. And he'll assist you with inviting your followers. Thank you so very much, guys. I just want to take a moment this morning just to talk about apostolic ministry versus pastoral ministry. Now, one of the things I want to say, I just want to kind of jump into this really quick. Hey, Alice DeBose, God bless you. I love you, woman of God. Bless you. Thanks for joining this morning. One of the things I want to talk about this morning is some of the differences between the apostolic ministry and the pastoral ministry, because there are many people who claim the apostolic and many people who preach the apostolic, but we have to begin to really look and see whether or not your ministry is patterned after the apostolic ministry according to scriptures. So most ministries today, believe it or not, who claim to be apostolic are probably not. They're probably more so pastoral than they are apostolic. I'm going to give you a couple points to kind of think about to determine whether or not many of the ministries today, whether or not your ministry may be apostolic versus more pastoral. Now, the first thing I want to say is that if ministries are more pastoral, I'm not bashing ministries that are more pastoral. Leaders have their own graces. There are pastors who are called to oversee ministries. There are pastors and teachers who are called to oversee ministries. You don't have to necessarily be an apostle per se to oversee a church, okay? However, you should have some apostolic dimensions that's evident within your church. So one of the things we have to look at is that pastors are more concerned about gathering, whereas apostles are more concerned about sending out. Okay, so pastors are more concerned about gathering. Apostle Elijah, bless you. So in other words, they're concerned about seeing the faces come in. They're concerned about feeding the sheep. They're concerned about encouraging the people. That's another point. Pastors are more concerned about encouraging, whereas apostles are more concerned about equipping. Okay, so you have an apostolic dimension. Those who have an apostolic dimension are concerned about equipping. They're concerned about training. They're concerned about sending out those whom have come in, whereas pastors are concerned about protecting the flock, protecting the sheep. So in some cases, if the pastor does not understand the apostolic, or if the pastor does not have an apostolic dimension in his ministry, then in most cases you will not see pastors who are willing to send their people out. Now, this is the thing. When we're talking about sending out, one of the things that we have to understand is that we're just not talking about sending other other people out to start other churches. That is one thing for those who are called to start churches and those who are called into ministry. But one of the things that apostles are concerned about that pastors are not is apostles and apostolic ministries are concerned about culturalizing the world with the kingdom of God, culturalizing the world and impacting the world by the kingdom of God. So in other words, when we're dealing with enculturation. I'm sorry, I'm slow. My bad. Enculturation. So when we're talking about the apostolic ministry, we are talking about men and women of God who are called to culturalize, to raise up people and culturalize them with the kingdom of God, mandate them to be equipped to impact and influence the cultures of the world around them, whereas pastors are more concerned about feeding the flock, giving them encouraging messages, typically getting them through the week. Okay, so pastors in most cases are more concerned about getting their people, the people that they're called to, encourage them, make sure that they don't fall into a backslidden state. Apostle Tim, God bless you, man of God. Making sure that they don't fall into a place where they're backslidden, making sure that they stay encouraged, making sure that they stay within community, making sure that they are accountable, making sure that they are enriched, making sure that making sure that they are okay, making sure they're not wounded. Pastors are concerned about nursing the flock. Pastors are concerned about nurturing the flock, whereas apostles, they may be a little bit more militant when it comes to that. So I want to say it this way, okay? Most pastors, if Apostle Matthew said it this way, if someone in a pastor's church breaks their leg, the pastor is concerned about nourishing this person back to health and making sure their leg is okay. Whereas an apostle, if a person in an apostle's church has a broken leg, the apostle's like, well, does your other leg work? So in other words, apostles are militant-minded men and women of God. Apostles are individuals who are concerned about getting the job done, making sure the task that is before you gets accomplished, because apostles are sent ones and apostles are militant in nature. We have to understand that about apostles versus the pastor. Pastors are nurturers. They tend to sheep, whereas apostles are sent ones. They are sent ones who are called to culturalize territories. So with that perspective in mind, they have to be militant in nature in order to ensure that the job that they are sent to gets accomplished. So those of you who are on here, I want you all to invite your followers if you have not already. Let's try to get this count up to about 200 if we can. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also those of you on here, I want you to tap the screen and send out hearts. And I want to see this screen filled with colors if this is something that is encouraging you. Now, one of the downfalls of a pastoral heart is that when pastors are confronted with apostolic people, one of the things that can come to happen, Apostle Mike, bless you, man of God, one of the things that can happen when pastors are confronted or when pastors are challenged with apostolic people is a spirit of intimidation. Now, the reason why I say a spirit of intimidation is because a pastor's nature can sometimes, if it's not balanced, it can conflict with an apostolic nature and vice versa. An apostolic nature, if it's not balanced out with the other fourfold ministers, it'll conflict with the pastoral nature. Because what an apostle comes to do is an apostle comes to engage in warfare. An apostle comes to take territory. An apostle comes to not only bring souls into the kingdom of God, to not only make sure that souls are kept in the kingdom of God, but they're called to turn sheep into shepherds. Let me say that apostles have a mandate and assignment to turn sheep into shepherds, whereas shepherds have a mandate to simply tend to their sheep. Okay, so I want you all, if that's something that makes sense to you all, I want you to type apostles turn sheep into shepherds. Apostles turn sheep into shepherds. I want you to type that. Apostles turn sheep into shepherds. apostles turn sheep into shepherds. So not only are they called to send out, not only are they called to be sent out, but they're also called to raise up others to be sent out as well. That is their mandate. That is their mindset. So apostles have a hard time understanding why people remain in their churches and they're not doing anything outside their churches. That's something that irritates apostles and prophets as well, but it's something that irritates apostles in the apostolic ministry is when they step into a church and when they come to measure a particular house, they don't understand and they get irritated when they don't see people being sent out. Not only that, but if an apostle is raised in an is raised in a pastoral house, because remember, apostles are not only made, apostles are born. So there are people who have apostolic traits and an apostolic nature built in that may be underdeveloped. So there are some apostles who may be raised in a pastoral church who may not necessarily understand the apostolic, but there is a hunger in the apostle. There is a hunger in the apostolic nature to where if the apostle or if the apostolic person is not being sent out, they'll literally spiritually, mentally, physically will begin to feel the pressures of that house weigh in on them, and they'll feel themselves breaking through that house, and they'll feel an uncomfortability. They will feel a sense of unfulfillment in their lives. They will feel a sense of fruitlessness in their lives because their nature is to be sent. Their nature is to be raised up. Their nature is to be released into the world to culturalize and cultivate the world. And their mandate is the kingdom of God comes in earth as it is in heaven. So pastors need apostles to upgrade them to that level of ministry to where they're not afraid to send people out. And also apostles need the balance of the pastor to make sure that they're not killing their people. Because once again, apostles are not necessarily concerned about the health of their people, whereas pastors and teachers are concerned about the evangelism, the discipleship of their people, and the health of their people. So they need one another. Guys, look, I wish I could keep going with this thing, but I need to get back to work. I'm out of time. So look, I'm not saying that all houses have to have apostles, although I think they should. I'm not saying that all houses should be I'm not saying that apostles are the only ones that can oversee. Pastors can oversee, elders can oversee, evangelists can oversee, teachers can oversee, prophets can oversee churches, but you need an apostolic government, apostolic oversight to make sure that all things are checked and in balance. Okay, so guys, look, thank you so much for coming into my drive-by scope, as my sis Sophia says, my drive-by scope. I hope this is something that blessed you all. If you're new to my Periscope, feel free to follow me. Click my profile and simply follow me. And also, if you have not already, I like you all Periscope. I would like you all to share this on your Facebook, share this on your Twitter, and also share this with your followers to ensure that they are able to see the replay. Thank you all so very much. I love you all, and I will talk to you all soon. I should have been trying to swipe this thing down while I'm on here, because now I'm gonna have a hard time getting this thing down when I should be going inside to work and when it gets too hot. Pastor Gardner, bless you. All right, guys. Y'all see me in here struggling? Hold on. Maybe if I get outside. Yes, please catch the replay. Hey, Pastor John, bless you. Catch the replay. Catch the replay. I'm having trouble. Lord have mercy. Well, until this go off, y'all can still send me out hearts. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. Bye. Came down, but it won't click. Come on now.